Hello, welcome back. We have Forgotten Void in the Weimar with Midnight Phoenix in the Gato with U-69, Normandy, Warspite, New Mexico, and the Burn. Now, for you, those of you that aren't familiar, this was the original mains. Oh, for God's sakes, Forge, you're giving me a seizure. Oh, that was the Burn.
Problem solved, sir.
Now, it does have a pretty decent little HP pool, 35k, but remember, no heal, nothing, one citadel from a battleship, and, well, there goes half your health. This is why this thing was the original mains, and it was a bitch to fight on, or to have on your team on Narai. It made that op so terrible. And we're kind of seeing why it was such a pain in the ass at the very beginning. It's still a pain in the ass. But also keep in mind, we are looking at Forgotten Void, a really decent op player. Even better than me. And remember, since he does have Lucians on, remember 140 main battery hits, and he gets a reload boost. Now, he's already got a 7-second reload. And remember, after every spot with the Lucians, a small heal goes off, so he does have the ability to get back some HP. But the main difference is going to be the 140 shell hits and the DPM. Although, as you can tell, it's honestly, the DPS is really kind of lackluster. Like, the whole gimmick of the ship, especially on Narai, was that it would use its engine boost, it would push in, sink the transports, keep pushing straight in, and it'll just roll up the sides and just destroy everything with its torpedoes. Because remember, these torpedoes are pretty decent at 15k or 16k. And at this kind of op, yeah, you can just bully stuff.
Torpedoes to port. Enemy destroyer foundered. Engine boost deactivated.
Now, he does have the angle to get in there. It's just getting the right shot. I would like to point out that the New Mexico has been sitting in the back, basically. And honestly, with the New Mexico, that is probably the one thing you don't want to do. I mean, you won't be able to get away, but don't get me wrong, I loved the New Mexico when I grounded in randoms. But remember, this was like hell, probably back in 2016. So literally right as the game was getting started. It was a good ship. I haven't touched my New Mexico in years. And that was back when the Mitsuki was actually a very menacing destroyer like the Fujin. And Shimakaze had the ability to launch invisible walls of steel. The sad thing is, those days were honestly some of the best.
You destroyed an enemy cruiser.
And I think some people from closed beta and before would, even say the same thing. That, it was taking a tier 1 against tier 10 and just... There are things that were happening back then that just don't happen. I mean, we all know the state that randoms is in. There goes 140 shell hits, so we go from about a 7-second reload to honestly not that much. But you do see that the DPM does pick up with Lucian's skill. You can still see it, and it is fairly noticeable. Oh. Yeah, yeah, he should be able to avoid those. Even if he took one, it probably would only do 7,000 probably. Now the thing is that you would think that Z-23 would be shooting AP into his side, but yet it's shooting HE. Now,
Enemy destroyer blown up.
Void can play passively or he can go for broke. Honestly, going for broke is honestly the better option. And there's the classic get back.
Problem solved, sir.
Now,
Spotter airborne.
and that was the Normandy. But going back to the get back, I love when I get told to get back, and then I have those matches where I just rampage everything, and it's like almost giving that player, in my mind, a little, well, fuck you, screw you, I did better, I know what I'm doing. And that is really where the skill level and just knowing the ops comes in at. I mean, because knowing the ops is one thing, and that can help you become a better player, for sure, absolutely. But then you have skill, you have the ability to memorize all those damage mechanics, just everything that a good player needs. And let's be honest, the vast majority of players don't have that. It's turned into an arcade game. Yep. And as you can see how it just destroyed the Ibuki. Yeah, basically that was Narai. What you basically saw here was a Weimar on Narai. Why it is just such a bitch to deal with.
Enemy battleship detected.
I don't know if Phoenix is going to live there. If he can get a good salvo off, he could totally do it, for sure. But I think the kid is just whittling him down way too much. Oh, there's a salvo. Oh, yep, and he does get the Musashi. But looking at Void, 11 kills, 231k. When I'm not in a CV, I go out and I always get mass reported. LOL. He's got a kind of a point there. The burn does have a point there, for sure. There is a point, absolutely a point there. But there's also the point of we don't know how he plays. He is kind of right there. That is basically the whole gimmick of the burn is interceptor build, deplane the CV, and literally that's the whole thing. Like that ship's really whole gimmick. That and in ranked, it's a bitch to deal with because it's such a strong carrier because of the interceptor build. Plus, it's already strong, skip bombers and armor-piercing bombs. In small settings and ranked, it's very strong. But it is basically an anti-CV ship. Okay, we are at 12 kills. He might be able to get another kill or two, but he may get one more kill. I don't think he'll get any, though. Unless it's one of those low health snag kills. He might get a 13th kill. If Warspite doesn't nuke it, he'll get the kill, because, oh, nope, Sub's gonna get it. $252K in a Weimar. Okay, and a host of medals. So we got Sea Star, Natural Selection, Major Contribution, and Assistant. 252K. We'll round that up to 253 just for the sake of it. 3,500 base XP and 700,000 in credits. Top of the team at 2084. Phoenix is second with 1409, and then you just kind of see it just plummet. I feel bad for, the bottom two here. If he was grinding this ship, I feel really bad. I feel also kind of bad for the Normandy and the U. I mean, you got some XP, but I feel really bad for the New Mexico if he was grinding that thing. Talk about the one match you probably don't want Void in, especially if he was running big boosters. I feel bad for him. I mean, he'd probably get a little bit, but not nearly as much as you would think. And that was the one thing that was nice about flagship ops. You could get these high damage games, but the thing is, there was so much damage to go around, it wasn't a problem. And I personally want flagship ops back as a permanent option because I just liked it for grinding, and I just felt it was so much easier. And it brought a new breath of life for ops. Green booster, and looks like I think it's a green booster. So a really good game from Void, very good game.